That's fantastic, and I'm very happy for you. Could you never tell that story again, or possibly tell it to every news network imaginable?
Yesterday, during my tumor removal, the anesthesia wore off halfway through. I squinted and watched the doctors pull all kinds of things out of my stomach. There was this lump still twitching when they cut it out.
Okay, anybody else gonna throw up now? What the did you just say? So that's a medical malpractice lawsuit, and you should absolutely pursue it, because holy shit. Alright, as Sparksy dances in the background, hello and welcome to the stream and the video. I'm Respect Sure, and today we're going to be continuing with the main story of Honkai Star Rail version 4.1. Don't remember what the version name is, but, well, we'll look at it real quick. Hold up. I'll do things properly. Alright, we're continuing with version 4.1, Unraveled for Daybreak. I guess. I don't know what that's in reference to. Anyways, a quick recap of the insanity that was last time here on stream. So,
look at today's gift count.
We learned about Himiko's past, a lot more about Himiko's past, honestly. Her dad was kind of a deadbeat, and then he was, well, for good reason, I guess. She had a deadly disease, or has a deadly curse, that somehow she got rid of, seemingly from winning the games 15 years ago, but we don't know that for certain yet. There's a serial killer on the loose in the games, seemingly a supplicant, so a member joining in the games. We had a giant robot Sentai fight. There's some intrigue there. I'm a little bit concerned that the, still don't remember his name, the Gray Ranger, or whatever they happen to be, might be doing some things that they shouldn't be doing to, gain strength. So, we'll see if that ends up being a thing.
So much enthusiasm.
Oh, right. We finally figured out what the Trailblazers' plan is, their wish, what they're going to do with their 1 minute of power if they win the games. They plan to blackmail Aha into becoming the leader of this anti-destruction league coalition that the IPC wants to create. Pom Pom gave us blackmail material from that time that Akavili and Aha, what did they do? They went into a giant whale and gave it ulcers. They had a sword fight with brooms. What else did they do? They used pies, apparently, to thwart pirates raiding the Express. I think. Oh, right. And Aha blew up half the Astral Express. That's probably the big ticket item, if I have to say so. So we're gonna attempt to blackmail the God of Elation into leading this coalition against the destruction. If we win the games and get our 1 minute of godlike authority. What the hell are we doing in this game? Anyway, we're in the middle of this conversation with Pearl, so let's continue there. I feel like what I'm saying is a fever dream. Does anybody get that impression? The few things that happened last time was just like a fever dream you had? Anyways, let's continue. Keep talking with Pearl. Society of a Spectacle and its enemies? Society of the Spectacle and its enemies. Okay. So we can continue with Pearl. Real quick, I'm going to, I guess. We're gonna have tea? Why am I having tea? Hold up, let me check real quick. No, that's part of this. Okay, let's drink some tea.
What the?
Hold up, gotta turn up my audio. Hey, that's rude. Spraying me right in the in my face. This smell is that. Is something wrong? Well, let's go with the comedic option, huh?
This is a specialty from the Cienzhou. A precious item called mung bean soda.
Oh, for
that
God's
General
sakes.
Yao Guang gifted me.
She gave it to you because you don't have taste buds. I'm sure it was a joke.
As an Intellitron, I can't enjoy human beverages. So I've specially saved this for my esteemed guests.
Yep.
Seems we really do have a special connection with these drinks.
Okay, so just a running gag from when we were on the La Fu. Okay, good to know. Gotta bring back those gags of the mung bean soda. Okay, hey Pearl, what more insanity can we talk about?
I was thinking of having Pearlux Corp host an expo for the Astral Express. As for the name, how about Star Rail Fest?
Okay, apparently we now have our own exposition, an anime expo-esque event for us, or we might. Sure, that's not gonna get weird. How many costumes are we gonna have to see of ourselves?
Star Rail Fest? You mean hosting a Fluffy Across the Blue convention?
Correct, but not entirely. The Fluffy is well known in this world, so it's a good collaboration element. But what I want is an unprecedented Astral Express exhibition, with the Fluffy being just a small part of it. The real stars of this grand event will be you, the Express crew. You'll be there in person to meet the people of this world.
Do we have to wear costumes? Is this like Disney? Are we gonna die of heat stroke?
Are you trying to use this exhibition to lure those two unidentified supplicants out of hiding?
Oh, we're bait.
Huh? What if they're up to no good? Won't that just make us walking targets?
That's what bait is, yes. What's in it for us? Well, we get to find out who the supplicants are and maybe defeat them. You're willing to hand over the advantage to us. I guess we could take their masks if they don't kill us, but... yeah, what's in it for us?
What could be more inspiring to the people of a world than standing face to face with heroes of the cosmos?
Oh, that is true. We are trying to have, more wish power.
That's an enormous amount of wish power. And the Astral Express is the very source from which this wish power originates. Together, we can create a miracle for all to witness in Arcadia devoted to the legends of heroes. I'll also get Full Wish TV and other mainstream media outlets involved for promotional cooperation. And in return, wish power will flow to you. Of this, I have no doubt.
Yeah, she really likes, complimenting people and giving the advantage when she's actually plotting. That's never good. Deal.
A wise choice. Before the Star Rail Fest officially begins, I have one more favor to ask of you all. I'd like the Express crew to pay a visit to Blurry QR Colt, the original author of Fluffy Across the Blue.
Oh, I think we had a conversation with them last time during some sort of side event. Such a weird pen name. Yeah, it really is. What am I talking about? Respect, sure. Why is that?
Doesn't Pearlux own the rights to the Fluffy?
Since their debut, this author has remained anonymous, never revealing their true identity in public. But if the real-life inspiration behind the story were to pay them a personal visit, it would surely be a great honor, and likely persuade them to attend a signing, stoking the excitement even further.
Oh, so you want us to convince the author to show themselves publicly? I guess leave it to us. We'll try to... I don't know, be your agent now, or their agent? I don't know.
Now that we've reached an agreement, I'll leave it in your capable hands. My secretary will be in touch to keep all parties apprised.
Cool.
By the way, before you leave, please accept this small gift as a memento of our first collaboration.
Okay, a token of sorts. Aventurine gave us something like this. Yeah, okay. This is Aventurine's chip. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, seriously though, why are you giving us a chip?
I've studied in detail the records of my colleagues' interactions with partners in Penacony, and I was particularly inspired by Aventurine's technique of giving small gifts that symbolize good fortune.
You do know what happened to him in Penacony, right? I mean, I guess he's alive now.
So please, keep this chip with you as a symbol of good fortune for our future cooperation. Take care, everyone.
Well, we'll be on our way then.
As your private detective, I must warn you that a grand exhibition of unprecedented scale would make for a perfect opportunity to reenact the blood-stained games.
I understand. That's why I have a mission for you. Protect the Nameless at Star Rail Fest.
Okay. Not exactly where I thought that was going. But yeah, you're gonna turn a Comic-Con convention into a bloodbath if you literally bait a serial killer into coming. So nobody has any good ideas, just insane ones nowadays, huh?
You actually think they would need my protection with their strength? Don't tell me your extrapolations predict even bigger trouble ahead.
Hidden beneath each extrapolation, tiny signals of unease keep bubbling up to my thought interface. I must be thoroughly prepared for whatever may come. Now that you've taken up the mask, let's talk about payment. What do you want? The same as always? Money?
Well, it is what makes the world go round.
Before we talk about payment, let's discuss the Herald of Death. Although the Department of Aberration Defense sealed and destroyed all records of the Bloodstained Games, I still managed to uncover some unusual leads. After the Herald of Death incident, the victims' families collectively received compensation so massive it could fill any gaping wound. So, I figured, maybe we could find some leads by looking into official Plane Arcadia expenditures.
That's really quite interesting. What? Why would they... if they receive financial compensation, I'm sorry, but the implication then is that whoever gave them that money, well, Plane Arcadia, felt that they were culpable. They felt that they were responsible in some way because they didn't want the families to come after them, to sue them, to cause damage. Well, seek damages.
But here's the interesting part. This item was nowhere to be found in that year's public financial report. Care to guess whose books this money went through? It was you, the omnipresent IPC. To be precise, it was the IPC's technology department that paid this astronomical compensation.
Really? The technologies department. What did you create, IPC? I don't assume Pearl was there 15 years ago, but maybe. Just no dialogue here? Okay, well, I'll read it then. Why would a lethal incident on some minor frontier planet cause IPC scientists to hemorrhage funding? Don't tell me they're moonlighting as philanthropists. I'm not saying that right. Philanthropists on top of their research work. No, there's no oh my god. Morally good things. I can't say that word. Philanthropy. Philanthropy is the word. from the IPC. I don't buy it.
Following the usual human drama tropes, am I supposed to give you a round of applause now? Being able to dig up all this information really shows your connections and capabilities, Detective Ashvale.
Okay, well, being a condescending bitch doesn't really help the situation.
In movies, a big shot like you would usually raise a hand right about now, revealing the dark muzzle of a gun. I'm afraid you've learned too much. And bang! That's when the gun goes off. And I, the poor sap who uncovered the truth, am supposed to bite the dust.
Sorry, my hand is on the checkbook and unavailable. Mr. Ashvale, tell me, how many zeros would you like to see on that check for our cooperation?
Wow, she's really just sticking to the point. Gonna give him nothing and just say, what kind of money do you want? Damn.
It's not about the money.
That's fantastic.
Indeed, money isn't the issue. 100 million credits.
Holy shit, wow. Okay, I have to... Generally, when you say money's not the issue, they back off, but no, she's just like, okay, so more? Money?
Are you trying to buy me off like some poor victim's family? Tell me, why did the technology department pay to sweep this under the rug?
300 million?
Oh my
I
god.
know you've always needed money. For cryosleep, supporting the families of fallen comrades, and for treating those who survived. Isn't this exactly what strategic investment is about? Putting money in the hands of those who need it?
So we're just seeing, like, how politicians deal with life in general, huh? No, we need more money. We have more money. Here, shut up, money. Could I get somebody to ask me to shut up for money? Because I talk incessantly. I will shut up for money.
I'm not your lackey, Intellitron.
Ooh.
Tell me the answer.
Wow. Throughout her species, he's real pissed.
500 million?
God
I
damn.
could pretend there's a glitch in my calculation process and make it a cool billion for you. Money or answer? Your call.
My god, what has she quadrupled down on this? She just keeps going, shut up, money, shut up, money, shut up, more money. Damn, okay. Honestly, though, take the money. No, actually, do the morally justifiable thing and find out, what happened to these poor victims, but, holy shit.
I want the answer.
You do realize there is another end of this. This is the whole carrot or the stick approach, and my god, she's offered you the carrot a lot. You're probably gonna get killed now.
Oh, an unexpected choice. It defies my usual understanding of your decision tree. Note, I say this without sarcasm or ridicule.
I love that she has to point that out because of all of the times that she has said it with sarcasm and ridicule.
The answer is, I don't know much. Hard to believe, perhaps. But as CEO, my power isn't unlimited. Besides, the Herald of Death affair lies 15 years in the past. This world is like an unfinished game of chess that's been dragging on for years. The hidden moves laid by the previous player keep becoming my challenges. Even today.
But since you've invited me to finish this game together, sharing intel is a must.
Reasonable. I'll share what I know about the answer. Marcus Antali, the Herald of Death. Last member of the Intelligentsia Guild, School of Evolutionary Perfection. 5 years ago, his identity was confirmed, and he was executed. Note, executed in every sense of the word.
Okay, so we get a name for the Herald of Death. Intelligentsia Guild. I don't actually remember what... That's not the Genius Society, that's... I'm not sure which one they are. School of Evolutionary Perfection. Okay, so that's not great. That is very eugenics-y. So that's a dark road to go down. Wait, 5 years ago, his identity was confirmed and he was executed. The murders took place 15 years ago. Are you telling me for 10 years you looked for this person? They killed nobody, seemingly. And then you identified them and executed them. Well, I'm sure the trial or whatever proceedings went on for a long time. Maybe he was arrested immediately and only executed 5 years ago. No clue. The point being, you waited 10 years to execute this guy and now there's a copycat? Or maybe you got the wrong guy. Well, we do have a bit of a drama going on, a detective story.
Miss Yabali, head of the technology department, took possession of his belongings. And even I don't have the clearance to access those records.
She needs to be looked into immediately.
No wonder. So, that guy was practically IPC personnel, give or take. That also explains why the technology department shelled out the compensation. Yet, the method behind this latest killing is identical to the one from years ago. If the Herald of Death is truly dead...
A serial killer coming back from the dead is the least of our worries.
Really?
Even if a serial killer does come back to life, he's still just a serial killer who's been shut out of the Ionic game.
Right, but he's still a serial killer who has killed 33 people so far? Gang members at that? Okay, I guess you have more important things to worry about. It is an Aeonic game, but damn.
What's more concerning is this. Someone wants to exploit the legacy of the Herald of Death. Miss Yabali took away everything that man left behind, except for the fear he instilled in the people of this world.
That's actually interesting, and I really do assume they're going to play into this idea that negative wish power is a thing, that the fear and concern of the people of this world actually can power something. So maybe this copycat killer is trying to feed into the fear from 15 years ago.
And during the Phantasmoon Games, not only can miracles trigger wish power, but fear too. Based on my extrapolations, the appearance of this new Herald of Death might mark the beginning of the festival spiraling out of control.
Maybe I should just shut up and wait for the game to tell us what it's talking about, because it seems to do a better job.
No wonder you're in such a hurry to end the games.
Mr. Ashvale, I've always respected you. But right now, I need to rely on your strength even more.
Respect. When I was younger, what I really wanted was to make the IPC fear me. The passage at times not exactly kind, is it? Deal, Madam Pearl. But I will require one more form of compensation. Whoever this new Herald of Death is, I must deliver justice with my own hands. This time, there won't be any lengthy interrogation.
Okay, so just going straight up vigilante on it. On them. But I don't mind the Punisher sometimes.
By the authority vested in me as CEO of Plain Arcadia, I pardon all crimes committed in the course of your revenge.
You can just do that? As the CEO of Planet Arcadia, you can just pardon all crimes. Okay. Well, I don't love that.
Go ahead and do what you must, Mr. Ashvale.
Damn, he was just giving free rein to cause as much destruction as he wanted to. Or needs to. Sometime later, somewhere in Duomension City.
My friend, I don't blame you, but I'm done being a breathing dead weight. So do me a favor and pay me back for that drink with this bullet.
What's going on here? Okay, I'm gonna take a picture real quick. Screenshot. So I have it for potential thumbnails. All right, we'll keep going.
Just do it, you coward! Let me die as a Galaxy Ranger before I turn into a monster of abundance!
Oh.
Bana, shoot me. I beg you.
Bana. Ooh. So he has so far met the Abundance and Dr. Primitive, at least.
My Skybo above. May you have a pleasant dream.
You're of the hunt, at least. Or are on the path of the hunt.
Not knowing who you are, not knowing why you exist here, that isn't life. In ancient times, humanity's daily goal was to obtain 2,000 calories of food. Humans back then knew they were just one member of the animal kingdom. They understood why they migrated, hunted, gathered. But now, in an era where you can get food delivered to your door with just a tap of your finger, effortlessly achieving that 2,000 calorie goal, humanity has lost its way like never before.
I both agree and disagree with this premise. You are 100% correct. Kuchiba here is 100% correct in the fact that animal instinct would drive basic necessities like food, water, shelter, safety, reproduction. These are just normal necessities for life, for the continuation of life. However, we are in an environment, people. These people are in a much more futuristic-y, I don't know, Star Trek-y environment. Even so, we have the ability to do more with our existence than simply survive. It becomes a bit of an issue of figuring out what the hell that means to each individual, but ultimately, that is our decision to make now. We've sort of beat the minimum requirements and have to find what to do with ourselves. Some people want to avail themselves of items, things to enrich their lives with. Some want to explore vast places. Some want to uncover truths, science, technology, medical research. Some just want to enrich themselves through money and power, or take advantage of others to put themselves on top. There's a lot of things to choose from. Anyway, interesting thoughts to consider.
Tell me, will the Phantasmoon Games bring a new direction to this world, Ashvale?
Well, they've literally brought different dimensions to this world, so potentially.
What's wrong with getting food with just the tap of your finger? Well, don't tell me you want to go back to the days when everyone was starving and at the mercy of the harvest? 2,000 calories are pointless, but just for survival. It's the goals beyond 2,000 calories that define humanity. And the Phantasmoon Games holds up a mirror to humanity, allowing them to see their truest selves.
Wow, very philosophical here today. I do love that calories is shortened just above it to cal. Why?
I'm just a detective. Ask me such a profound question again next time, and I'll charge extra.
You're a noir detective. This is like a noir drama. Are you kidding me? This sort of existentialism, this sort of philosophizing is par for the course, Ashvale.
My apologies. I just heard you joined the Phantasmoon Games and couldn't resist asking for your thoughts. You've met Madame Pearl, huh?
She dumped this hot potato of the Herald of Death on me.
On us. Judging by your expression, it seems less like a hot potato and more like a sweet fruit.
Because I have a lead now. I think the key lies in the word copycat. To prevent copycats, you kept the Herald of Death's modus operandi from 15 years ago under wraps, which means...
There's only a few people who could reproduce this killing method with such precision. The investigators from the Security Bureau and the Department of Aberration Defense at the time, and those directly involved in the Herald of Death case.
That's actually interesting. Supposedly, and I've only seen this from like cold case TV shows and stuff like that, that's actually done. That is something that is occasionally done in the case of serial killings. They'll keep some information, they'll suppress it from the press, keep some information back just in case there is a copycat, or in case they need to shelter victims. And then if something is the same, they know it's the real killer. I've only heard of it happening like once or twice, maybe. I don't actually know how prevalent it is, but hey, it's a thing.
Detective Kuchiba, I've heard that you've devoted considerable time to researching the crimes from the Phantom Moon games.
Ooh, so he's investigating her first.
So, I'm the prime suspect now. Is that it?
Probably not, but you're definitely one of them.
Just a bit of minor deduction. After all, murderers always love to return to the scene of the crime. Isn't it coincidental that you happen to be standing right before my eyes?
It's actually also funny if you watch anything on murder mysteries, how often they do put themselves in the case. They make themselves involved in the case. I remember one, I don't watch this stuff that often, where the person who committed the murders was actually, and this wasn't a serial killer, just a murderer, a neighbor from down the block who made themselves present at the crime scene asking police questions about the crime multiple times. So they tied him to the crime. What a weird decision to make yourself part of something after doing that. Then again, I'm not a psychopath, as far as everybody knows. So, interesting.
That's not deduction. It's a conjecture at best.
True.
As for investigating those two categories of suspects, we've been doing that for a long time already. It's been 15 years. The relevant people and the victims' families have all gone their separate ways. Tracking them down now won't be easy.
Yeah. After losing their loved ones in such a cruel way, their hearts were shattered. Many couldn't bear to stay in Dovebrook District and chose to move away. I remember seeing that in the case files you sent me. They even formed a mutual aid society for the victims.
Yeah, I still think that's a cult, though.
I wonder, after all these years, have they managed to heal the wounds in their hearts?
Maybe they have. After all, they go by a new name now. The Research Society of Happy Smiles.
Ah, you mean that charity with the slogan, Healing Smiles, Healing Arcadias?
Before he died, Costide mentioned that group to me. He said quite a few young people in the gang left without looking back, just to join them. So I thought, maybe we should start by looking into their rivals.
The Research Society of Happy Smiles, huh? A charity that helps people escape their pain and find happiness, offering free counseling, medical care, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like an absolute dream. Or something nefarious, because who could possibly do something for altruistic, purposes?
Sounds like they've turned over a new leaf. How could you call them rivals to the underworld?
I dug a little deeper into them, and found something interesting.
You mean your monkey dug up something interesting, right?
Now the narrator is the only one who does a job here. They're the only competent person in his whole two-person thing.
Okay. Mr. N dug up something interesting. Have you heard the name of the sponsor behind the Research Society? Her name's Full Wish.
Wait, like the television network?
That name rings a bell. Wait, isn't she the boss of Full Wish TV? I think she was one of the survivors of Graphia Academy too. This is getting a little too coincidental.
Not really.
Just like every case you've accidentally cracked before. Mr. Ashvale. Should I compliment your keen instincts or your incredible luck?
The luck. Also the research and, instincts of his monkey friend. No, but seriously, why would it be an odd thing for a person involved in the tragedy to use their wealth to help the victims of that tragedy? That actually tracks pretty well.
Luck's a part of a detective's toolkit, too.
So you're just admitting to being incompetent then, okay.
Anyway, whether Full Wish is guilty or not, we won't know until we look into her. That's why I asked you here.
Oh, god damn it. Why so many long pieces of text for me to read? Okay, I'm gonna try this one. I have really bad dry mouth today, so apologies in advance if it sounds a little bit weird or gross. Okay. Research Society of Happy Smiles Mutual Aid Seminar Notes. Notice, not notes. Dovebrook District New Life Project. Public Recruitment. And Mental Healing Seminar at the Research Society of Happy Smiles. Confused about the future? Don't know where to turn? Is the burden of life suffocating you? Ooh, that's a sentence, huh? Is the burden of life suffocating you? Sometimes, yeah. You crash out on your bed after another grueling day, drifting aimlessly through the tide of memes. Orc Talk feeds you. Kinda like Orc Talk. Seems fitting. But when the screen fades to black, the reflection staring back reveals the truth. You aren't smiling. Good God. Did they take a picture of me every night? Seems like they got me pegged. Nope, shouldn't say it like that. Sounded weird. Anyways, you can't quite recall when it began, but you seem to have lost your reason to smile. You try to focus to force the corners of your mouth up when facing the mirror, but all you feel is a sense of alienation. When was the last time you really smiled? Worry not no more. Worry not no more. Isn't that a double negative? Anyways, the Research Society of Happy Smiles is here for you. Yay. Okay, amidst the endless violence and spats of grisly crimes plaguing Dovebrook District, it is kind of the crime place here. The Research Society of Happy Smiles is hosting a week-long mental wellness seminar. Well, that sounds lovely. We are here to ease your burdens, answer your prayers, and help us. And help us all weather this storm together. Interesting. Once the stars of the smash hit Please Be Happy and the People's Beloved Daughter, now the president of the Research Society of Happy Smiles and director of Full Wish TV, Full Wish. No, so they were a child star. Ugh, okay. That's concerning. Full Wish will also make a special appearance. Together, we'll banish the gloom and rediscover the joy we've been missing. No appointment needed, just walk right in. The Research Society of Happy Smiles is always right by your side. Okay, anyways, I didn't know how to read that. Kind of somber at the beginning and a little bit more, high energy at the end. So yeah, I guess they have an event too.
Dovebrook District New Life Project. Public Recruitment and Mental Healing Seminar at the Research Society of Happy Smiles. And she's the speaker? Holding a seminar at a place meant to bury past trauma. The very site of 2 bloody incidents. Miss Fullwish's audacity is certainly impossible to ignore.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird, but I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? There is a chance that the reason they're doing that is where the people who suffered the most were. Like, you go into a place of trauma. You go into the city that was attacked, in this case, by a serial killer. You go there to meet the victims where they're at. You don't tell them, come to a rich part of town where we'll help you. You go to them to meet them where they're at. There's a reason why humanitarian efforts go there to meet them, and don't demand you come to, like, Las Vegas if you want help. You know?
So what are we waiting for? It's time to drag Dovebrook District's old skeletons out into the light.
Uh-huh. Are you talking? Yeah. I'm almost there.
What? What are we doing now?
I want more happiness.
Oh, happiness.
Look
Okay,
at today's
cool.
gift count.
What the? Hey, Sparksy, stop making weird sounds too, please. Everything's a little bit too horny at the moment. Okay, I don't really know what his best team is, but we'll throw him in the party.
This place is buzzing. Are they all here waiting for Full Wish to grant their wishes?
Well, if they could not be as creepy about it as the last few people, that'd be great.
A rich person like Full Wish can make most people's wildest dreams come true with the snap of her fingers. I'm less curious about who she'll help than what she wants for herself.
Man, you just can't imagine that they're just good people, huh? Yeah.
If money could really accomplish everything, the IPC wouldn't be eyeing this world. My bet, I'm sure that Full Wish wishes the tragedy 15 years ago never happened.
Well, we hope so. Also, yeah, I guess in a world of literal gods, not figuratively, but, like, you can literally get the power of a god here. Yeah, money can't buy literally everything, but godlike power can.
Erasing history. Can the laughter really pull it off?
In past victory records, there have been countless and often bizarre instances where the victor used the elation's authority to change reality.
Good point, actually.
You have to understand, the Phantasmoon Games isn't just some wish-granting lamp. What makes it irresistible is that it turns the one who wishes into the genie.
Didn't go so well in Aladdin, but yeah, I still get the point.
That's quite alluring. Have you heard about the noblest worm Aha made godlike?
Yes.
It became the happiest creature in existence. Happy enough to burst apart, leaving no intact body behind.
Yeah, occasionally you have to remember Aha turned a worm into a god for a bit. Because I guess it was funny.
Your knowledge of these unofficial records is enough to rival ours. Since you see things so clearly, Mr. Ashvale, why sign up for the games?
Miss Kuchiba, is that a rhetorical question? Or are you fishing for a confession?
Fishing. Don't be afraid. Now that you're a supplicant, public officials like me no longer have any authority over you. I'm guessing what you want goes beyond a straightforward act of revenge, beyond a vigilante execution carried out in public. If you were only out to avenge friends, with or without the Phantasmoon Games, someone like you would toss laws and decorum aside and do what needs to be done. So tell me, Mr. Ashvale, what do you actually hope to get from the games?
Consider it a mystery. If I make it to the end, you'll know the answer before Aha does.
Interesting. It seemed like you just wanted revenge, but maybe more.
Well then, I'd be honored. Just don't let your wish ruin our lives here.
Daily life here fits like a tailored prison uniform. Wear it too long and you forget what your bones should feel like. Ugh. It's time to break free. Look at these prisoners of routine before us.
Okay, they're literally just people trying to be happy. Chill.
Full Wish hasn't shown up yet. Let's talk with the members of the Research Society. Maybe we can coax something useful out of them.
Oh yeah, I get to talk to cult members. Okay. I keep calling it a cult, but let's see how culty it actually is. Try to communicate. That doesn't bode well.
I got called into another chat with the boss today. Never thought he'd care about me this much.
You got fired, didn't you?
Everyone is smiling at me. The office feels downright cheerful. These days, I go home, change my baby boy's diaper, help my daughter with her homework, prepare tomorrow's lunch, and clean up the house. It's hard to describe how satisfying that feels.
And you can do that with a job, huh?
When Emma left me, you must have left the kids to me for my own happiness.
Oh, gotcha. So this is all going to be deeply tragic and horrifying, and you're all going to be smiley about it anyways. Yeah, you know what? I could use whatever you're on. That's fine.
When I look back, I realize I was someone who had it good, and I never understood how lucky I was.
Right? All thanks to Miss Foolish. Yesterday, during my tumor removal, the anesthesia wore off halfway through. I squinted and watched the doctors pull all kinds of things out of my stomach. There was this lump still twitching when they cut it out.
Okay, anybody else gonna throw up now? What the fuck did you just say? So that's a medical malpractice lawsuit, and you should absolutely pursue it, because holy shit.
I used to be too weak to even get out of bed, but after the society's treatment, I am almost ready to walk out of the hospital.
That's fantastic, and I'm very happy for you. Could you never tell that story again, or possibly tell it to every news network imaginable?
Isn't that amazing? Oh, I kind of want to see someone slice me open too. It should be fun.
Okay, so you guys are on some really strong drugs, huh? Holy shit.
Hey, did you two hear about the Sinwish Syndicate?
You've come to the right person. My neighbor got a visit from their debt collectors. You should have heard the racket.
Does your neighbor still have kneecaps?
I saw the news too. Those parasites who ruined the peace, who kept people from being happy. Gone. Wiped clean. Oh, praise Aha.
Yeah, I don't think the god of elation had anything to do with that.
Wait, they extorted you too?
No.
Something like that. Still owed their underboss tens of thousands of credits.
So your debt's wiped clean. Feel pretty great, huh?
Alright, after that incredibly disturbing conversation, let's keep going. What the hell's going on with your arm, Ashvale? So, let's talk to another group of individuals and hopefully not want to throw up. I mean, this couldn't possibly be worse, right? Couldn't be worse than that last conversation. Oh my god.
We meet again. Hey, Lady Megatron. How have you been?
Good. Since I joined the Research Society, I've made so many new friends. In the past, I struggled with mobility. I always had to work 3 or 4 times harder than the other Megatrons, just to keep up.
Were you not molded right? That's rough.
A lot of Imagine think factory-made types like me don't count as their own. And humans look at us and see soulless machines.
Oh, you were literally manufactured on an assembly line by a company. It's not right, but I at least see why.
If every sentient being has a home, then even the scrapyard is closed to me. I'm not even considered recyclable waste.
Huh. That's deeply horrifying. And very morally questionable.
But here, in the society, no one cares what I am or what I can do. They just see me as a normal person.
Inclusivity is a good thing.
Congrats. You found your home.
Aha said the same. They and everyone here are my family.
Aha said the same?
Aha talks to you.
Oh, they're delusional.
Of
Okay.
course! You mean you can't hear them? Guess you're not happy enough yet.
Okay. So is it mushrooms they're being given, or some sort of psychedelic? Something to cause, well, a psychological break?
Don't worry. Once you join the society, you will. No pain, no tears, just pure joy. The society makes everyone happy.
Well, that was still horrible, but it wasn't guts on a table horrible, so let's keep going.
Looks like it's about time. If the star of the show doesn't show up soon, the crowd's gonna burst with anticipation.
Everyone, please make some room for Miss Fullwish.
Oh.
By the Master of Elation, may they bless all souls and grant them smiles. Are you all happy today?
Very happy!
I'm okay. Not really happy, not really sad. Very middle of the road. Nah.
Thank you for your smiles. They're like lamps in the dark. So precious. But before we celebrate the elation, let me share a memory drenched in tears. It once dragged me into the abyss. Yet, it also taught me what the elation really means. As you all know, 15 years ago, during the Phantasmoon Games, the shadow cast by the Herald of Death swallowed this place whole. That day, I lost my parents, my classmates, and the others. The morning greetings, the little daily chatter, all went silent under that crimson dusk. After that, for a very, very long time, all that remained of my world, a door shut tight, a room steeped in silence, and a wound in my heart that would never heal. Just hearing the words, Herald of Death, made me shake uncontrollably. I even once thought the only escape was to follow the dead and leave with them. Back then, I was just an empty shell, breathing, beating, but lifeless inside. And just as my soul was about to fade away, an old lady from the Mutual Aid Society knocked on my door. She didn't offer empty words of comfort. She just looked me in the eyes and asked, "Child, would you try stepping outside this door? Out there are many people broken by pain, just like you. But together, we can start picking up the pieces, one by one." She smiled at me. A warm, gentle smile. And in that smile, I felt the Master of Elation grant me a reason to live. At the Mutual Aid Society, I saw countless souls scarred by fate. Some bore wounds beyond healing, and some had lost their loved ones. Each of us bore a different wound, but every wound cut deep And yet, what truly moved me wasn't the pain. It was how, beneath those scars, they still reached out to one another, offering a smile to a child who'd stopped crying, lending a guiding hand to someone lost. They taught me something precious. Pain can destroy a person, but the wish to bring elation to others can spark the fire of rebirth. That was when Aha's voice echoed again in the silence of my heart. The smiles passed from one another through mutual aid is Aha's most precious blessing. It does not belong only in the small room of a support group. It yearns to illuminate hearts lost in darkness. Each time we share a true smile, it's as if we hear Aha's voice. And when that voice rings out, all suffering fades. All pain is healed. And everyone knows what true happiness feels like. That's why the Research Society of Happy Smiles was founded. I will share this divine smile with all of you.
No more sorrow! Please!
Okay. I guess I'll read what some of this says. We support you, Miss Fullwish. Thank you, Miss Fullwish. Please bring us your smile.
Everyone, I have questions for you. When was the last time you truly smiled? How long has it been since you felt happy from the bottom of your heart?
We don't ask those questions. Those are depressing questions. We bury those questions down in the pit of our stomach. Anyway.
Minato, do you ever feel like your days are looping endlessly? Like an old silent film, repeating until it suffocates you. And when you realize that loop might never end, does despair flood in like the tide?
I think you just called out every normal worker in every country on the planet. But yeah.
You're right.
Miss Bellwoods, you left school full of dreams, only to have your resume rejected again and again. You told your parents you were busy in Seafeld City, hiding your heartbreaking loneliness behind that lie.
Been there.
Please, help me.
And Taija, did the cold exclusion at school and the indifference of the adults who should have cared build a wall around your heart? One that made you afraid to open yourself up to the world again.
Well, opening yourself up to the world is where pain and suffering lies, so it's a good idea. Might have some issues.
Yes.
When we were born, no one had to teach us how to smile. But who would have thought that one day, even smiling would become so hard? Once, our world was blessed by Aha's grace. A gentle world in canvas, painted in elation. For centuries, humans and Imaginaes lived freely together in that eternal haven. Until the Inter-Astral Peace Corporation violently tore us away from that sanctuary. They brought us their so-called inter-astral civilization, imposed their so-called standards of happiness, and told us that life's ultimate joy
lies in self-focus, self-indulgence, and self-satisfaction.
Hold up, because you changed completely. You did a 180 here. So you're no longer upset about just the general malaise of life and how people can be, well, shitty. And situations can end up bad. You witnessed a murder, had people you loved, pass away. There's a lot of legitimate reason to have, depression, anxiety, concerns that need to be talked about. And you just flipped that and went, corporate greed is the reason for all of this. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but that was out of the blue, wasn't it? Okay.
They flooded us with dazzling material desires, blinding our hearts. They fed arrogance and prejudice into our minds through the network, making us chase pleasure for ourselves and forget the true elation is found when we smile together.
I mean, you're not exactly wrong, but again, you're pinning this all on the IPC instead of just a natural part of human existence that we need to understand and work through together. But yeah, the news, social media, corporate greed, it's all kind of an issue. I hate that I both agree with you and think your stance is weird.
Wish power has turned into fuel. Credits jingle where heartfelt laughter used to ring. We drown in anxiety, competition, and an endless sense of not being enough. And in all that noise, we can no longer hear Aha's gentle voice.
Fair. Again, 100% in agreement with most of that. Except, wasn't Aha's first thing they laughed at a child falling out of a bed or something and hurting themselves? Like, the gentle voice of Aha is a giggle at your expense.
Elation, the truest light of life itself, is being eaten away and replaced by the external.
You said it. I work myself to death for scraps, and my boss doesn't even notice.
I mean, there is no, what is it? There is no war between cultures and people, only a class war. People at the top are definitely the issue in most societies, so down with the establishment or something, my duck brother.
And those useless loudmouths online. They do nothing with their lives, yet constantly judge everyone else.
Can I just point out this man sounds like every person I've ever talked to online? Every person complains about everybody else online and judges them on the spot. You are the epitome of online culture, and yes, it is a plague.
The IPC is nothing but a nest of vampires! They're feeding off of us!
That was adorable.
Oh, Miss Flourish, please tell us how to be happy!
Okay, I was thinking this was going to be a cult. Instead, it seems to be just a collection of people looking for civil unrest, which, hey, I like protests, so sure, go for it.
Look around you. This land was once blessed by the master of elation, and yet now it's overflowing with misery. Everyone's chasing their own happiness, but in doing so, they wound others without even noticing. Do you remember the moment I found happiness again? It was when someone who was suffering just as I was, smiled at me. Even through their pain, they gave me that smile. A smile filled with blessings. That smile saved my life. So listen well. Only by opening your heart and sharing your smile with another can you truly grasp what happiness means. It isn't just giving a smile.
It's embracing the power that Aha bestowed upon us to smile. Join the Research Society of Happy Smiles. I'll help you rediscover the smile buried within yourself. And Aha will grant your life a transformation!
Okay, but does it require us to, like, burn down a government building or what? Because you're kind of jumping back and forth between we should all be happy together and down with the government. A little bit of whiplash over here.
Our mission doesn't end with finding our own smiles. We must bring them to the world and spread true happiness across all existence. While others pray to the eons for their own desires, we, the true followers of Aha, carry a higher calling to fulfill their wish.
To fulfill Aha's wish?
Yes. To still every cry of sorrow. To wipe away every bitter tear. We will build, no, rebuild. A world where smiles never fade, and elation never dies.
I will once again reiterate the fact that the elation, Aha, really seems to laugh at people's pain and suffering quite often. I don't imagine he wants to get rid of the pain and suffering. Just finds it slightly amusing. This might not be exactly what they're planning it to be.
Eternal happiness! Eternal laughter!
Well, they do sound insane. Yeah, I was honestly just curious how long that was going to go on for. Anyway.
The speech is over. What's your take, Detective?
She's so far gone, it's hard to make sense of it.
Then let's not overthink it. Let's talk to her directly.
All right, we will do that in just a moment. I'm going to throw this over to an intermission screen and go use the bathroom because I'm going to explode if I don't. Be right back.